Hi guys, I am so excited to share this with you. So today we're going to be working on our first signature, okay? And there's quite a bit going on with this. And I want to let you know a lot of these cut aparts I cut on my Cricut. That would be including this little snowflake. And of course I'm going to have all the information for you so that you can find them when you're going into Cricut, okay? And then I just used some of the Michaels glitter cardstock that was just recently on sale. I'm trying to think which paper pad this was. Hold on. This is a Jewel glitter palette, okay? So definitely check that out. And as you know, we're using the Michaels Sugar Plum. Okay, so this is one signature so far. We've only got our first half of the signature, okay? So basically what we have right here is a little shaker card with a little mittens that was cut out on Cricut, and then I turned it into a shaker card, and then now you have a little space for a small photo. Thought that'd be really fun. I also have a journaling tag. This is the journaling tags from the 2 large tag box from KS Craft. I'll have those links down below as well for you. So that you can purchase it if you're interested. Otherwise, you can cut out something like this on your Cricut, I'm sure. And again, we have the little snowflake tab. And I forgot to mention, when I did put the snowflake inside it, I welded it together, okay, so that it would cut this little shape out. And then I came back and duplicated the small little snowflakes and did not cut these again, and just cut out the little snowflake in the glitter pattern. Right here I used the glitter cardstock again, and this was white cardstock that I just added some little iridescent glitter on. These little snowflakes are from Tuesday Morning that they've had recently, so if you go to your Tuesday Morning, I'm sure you'll probably find it. This is not a magnet right here because it's so heavy you don't need one. It just opens up like this, so you have room for a 5x7 and 2 4x6s or a large photo. Okay, then you're going to open this up. This one is magnetic. We have this beautiful layout right here. I love how you can, how they have the little houses on here, so stinking cute. And you can just add your photos here. We have our little house border that I will talk about in the tutorial. Again, that's another Cricut cut apart, and I will show you how to use that, and I will also give you the measurements for it as well. And then we have the cute little sugar cookie paper and the fa la la. Love, love, love this. And now we'll be starting on the other half. Today we're going to be working on our first signature of our Sugar Plum mini album. So for our first signature, you are going to need, and this we're going to mark this one A, and as you can see, barely see it there, I just use a piece of chalk and I put A on there, okay? You're going to need a sheet of paper that is 10 inches by 8.5. You're going to turn it to the 10-inch side and you're going to score it at a 1/2 inch. And then 9.5, and then we're going to fold it on the score lines and burnish our little edges in. Okay, make it nice and smooth, and then we're going to put A to the side. Now we're going to go to B. This sheet of paper is going to be 9.5 by 8.5. Okay, sorry for turning my thing. On the 9.5 inch side, you're going to score at 9 inches. And again, I marked this one B. Let me grab my mat again. And then I'm going to go ahead and fold on the score lines. Okay, I'm going to put B aside. We're going to need another sheet of paper that is going to be 8.5 by 3 inches. And you're going to mark this one C. And you're going to put that one to the side. And then you're going to need 2 more little pieces right here. And I want you to attach these at the end. You'll see what I'm talking about. These are going to be 1 inch by 2 7/8. This is going to be for your pocket, which has a house border on it. Okay, so we're going to call it the house border pocket. Okay, on the 1 inch side, you're going to score it a 1/2 inch. So that is going to be E. I didn't write E on it, but what I usually do is I do a page at a time. It's up to you if you want to go ahead and add E on both of these. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put these aside real quick. And I'm going to grab out A again, okay? And I just want to make sure this is burnished, flattened out a little bit more. I see it kind of popping up because my paper is nice, fresh, and crisp. So what I want you to do is I want you to take B, and you're actually going to layer it this way so that your tab at the bottom is facing up, facing your face, okay? So I'm going to grab my adhesive. I use art glitter glue. You can use whichever adhesive works for you. And I apologize, I may turn my scoreboard, you know, a little bit each time, and that's just for my comfort to make sure that I'm getting stuff straight here. I really need to get some more of those little metal things. This is making me crazy. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to the bottom. Just make sure it is straight. And I just kind of hold it for a second before actually. Okay, now I can go ahead and burnish it in and wipe away any excess glue. See, like I got some right there. Hold on, let me grab a wipey. Okay, as you can see right here, I have a little glue boo-boo. This is what happens when you're not prepared and you don't have your stuff to wipe away your mess. It'll stick to the mat, and then you got to fix it. Anyway, that's okay because I'm actually going to be covering this with pattern paper. So luckily, it ended up in the right spot. So I'm going to go ahead and add the other, close up the other hinge. Again, I'm going to make sure that I have it straight. That looks good. And immediately wipe away that glue. Make sure your sides are open. Okay. I'm going to burnish it in. And again, I'm going to make sure the sides are open. That way, I know it's not glued together. Okay. So the next thing I want you to do is you're going to add on your C strip, okay? And again, that one is 3 inches by 8.5, okay? So we're going to add that one on. And again, just burnish it in and wipe off the excess glue. Now we're going to take our little hinges, which is E, and create our pocket. Okay. I'm going to turn my page to the side because it's just easier for me. And I'm going to butt it right up to the edge at the top and on the sides, okay? And wipe off that excess glue. Turn it around, and we're going to do the same to the opposite side. Up at the top and butt it in. Okay, so we have it right there on the edge. Now, I want you to go ahead and leave this open. Do not adhere it yet, unless you do not want paper underneath here. And anyway, we're going to be adding a magnet. So don't cover this yet, okay? But what you can do is go ahead and add your little your house border, which I'm going to show you that in just a second. So is this roof border not stinking cute? So let me explain what I did. I used 110 pound cardstock from Michael's that was the white, okay? And then I went ahead and added this border to the top. Now, if you do not have a Cricut and you need these cut, okay, let me know and I will create some packages. But you will not get to choose your colors of your house, but your background will always be white. I know that some people don't have a Cricut, but when I do give the tutorial, if you are not part of the, I don't know what you want to say, where you pay the monthly fee, I believe this one was either $1.99 or 99 cents, okay? And then I think you get to keep it until you don't use your Cricut anymore or whatever, I don't know. Anyway, so I just want to show you what I did is I basically, before I even glued this down here, I took the backing, which is the white piece, and then I took the pattern piece and I staggered it just a little bit so that you had this little white border at the top. It doesn't even have to be all over. It just, just showing a little bit because I thought it kind of reminded me of snow. And I might even add some stickles or something to kind of give it that appearance. But is this not stinking cute? I love, love, love it. Anyway, so again, this is going to be for signature 1. And then the same exact design is going to be for signature 3 of your base pages. In fact, I'm pretty sure all the base pages are going to be very similar, okay? But they'll have different flaps and other types of things. So I just wanted to let y'all know that, and I will see you all shortly for page 2. Okay, so now we are working on our flap page, which is actually, this is our first signature, but I call it page 2 of the first signature, okay? I hope that makes sense. But what we're going to do is create a flap, and what we want to do is have a sheet of paper that is 8.5 by 8 7/8 inches, just a little shy of 9 inches to make sure that it lies properly inside your pocket, okay? And what you're going to do is on your 8.5 inch side, you're going to score at 1/2 inch. And I always kind of go over it twice just to make sure I don't have any problems folding. Oops. My mat's getting away from me. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and fold on my score line. Okay. So now we should have a 8-inch flap, okay? Now, if you want to round your corners, you can go ahead and do that now. I am going to do that with my Weir Memory Keepers little, I think it's kind of like a little triple corner punch. I'm just doing the medium size. And then what I'm going to do is adhere this to, I'm just going to go inside the pocket and adhere it in here, okay? And again, if you're using glue, make sure when you close it, you don't seal the pocket unless you do not want to have mats. All right, if you don't want to have mats, for some odd reason, this is a little snug. I might be just losing my mind here right now. There we go. Okay, it looks good. Shoo! All right, so for some odd reason, my little F is upside down. Let me go ahead and redo that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere this, and then we will be back. Okay, so now we're going to do magnet placement. I get mine on eBay, and these are 200 at 6 by 1.5 millimeters, okay? So let me show you where we're going to do this. So here is F. So on the inside of F, we're going to add a magnet there, and then we're going to add one here. But I always do the actual page that's going to flap first so that I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to turn this to its side, and I'm going to go approximately, I don't want to go too far because I want to make sure that I don't hit the rooftop of the house, because if I do, then it's not going to adhere properly, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and glue down my little magnet, okay? And you also don't want to butt it up to the end, because if you do, it's going to be hard to lay down your pattern paper. Then I'm also going to grab some washi tape. Here. I guess we'll do our little deer heads. Okay. Okay, if I can get this upside down, interesting. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab my little deer head here and adhere my washi tape, okay? Now I know where my other piece is going to land, okay? And also I'm going to have it on the right side. So what I do is I let it snap on there, add a smidge of glue, okay? Close my page, and I just kind of tap it there. Now I know my magnet goes right there, okay? And then I can go ahead and again use my washi tape to adhere that, along with my little bit of glue, okay? That way it's not going to move around. Now, the next thing we're going to do is add our pattern paper. Now, I'm not going all the way down inside the pocket. I'm just going partially so that you can't see, okay? So I grabbed my sugar cookie paper because I thought that went really well with the house. It is going to be 8 3/8 by 6.5 inches in height, okay? Now, this is just easier for me to flip this upside down. I always like to have my edge closest to me, so I apologize for doing that. So now we're going to adhere our sugar cookie to the B page, okay? I'm just going to, and by the way, I know you all know I changed my bottle. It's because the other one, I was sold some, I don't know what you want to call, like dud little lids. These fit no pins in them, and I'm mad because I got them on Amazon. So anyway, but they were the brand, so I don't know what happened with that. But anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and place this down. Okay, I'm leaving about 1/8 of an inch border. Not even 1/8 of an inch. Well, it could be. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and burnish this in. I always like to do this because that way if I have any big globs of glue, it's going to move it out of the way. Okay, and now I can go ahead and glue on my pocket. Okay. Again, we're going to burnish that in. Just got to make sure there's not anything sticking in there. Okay. Here, this is actually longer. I don't know why I'm playing around, guys. I just don't know. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and get our paper for this, and this, and then I'll be back. And believe you me, we're not done with this page yet. You're going to see. Now we're going to need our paper for our pocket page. Your paper is the Fa La La, and you're going to cut it at 8 3/8 by 2 3/4. And what I did was, and you don't have to do this, I took off just a smidge of it, about 1/16 of an inch, so that I have a slight border. So if y'all can see that, it's a really slight border. But that is up to you. I mean, you could either just attach it just like this, and then have the border down at the bottom. I mean, that's up to you. I just kind of want mine a little bit centered. I might add a little bit of ribbon here or something that looks like snow. I'm sure of it. If I remember correctly, there is a washi page, I think, with strips of paper, so I might just do that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere that. Okay, for your flat page, you're going to need 2 sheets at the same size, okay? So it's going to be 7 7/8 inch wide, okay, by 8 3/4, okay? Make sure, yep, 7 7/8 by 8 3/4 inches long. And I went ahead and rounded my corners, made sure I did on the right side, and then I'm going to adhere this. So I'm using the Fa La La, and I have it in the directions as the Fa La La. I'm going to go ahead and I always do this first because this way, well, actually, never mind, I lied. I always usually place it down first, but this wants to be slippery today. Don't know why. Make sure you get the corners. Okay. And we're just going to adhere that. First, I'm just going to wipe off any excess glue. And then I'm going to varnish it in. Smooth out any glue bumps. Okay, I thought it was peeking up, but it's not. Okay, so now I'm going to repeat the same step on the inside page. Okay. This is going to be the top flap for the Fa La La page, which is right here. So we have another flap. This is going to hold your 5x7 pictures. So I thought that would be fun. And also you will have a little bit of a pocket page. So it will actually hold one 5x7 or 2, depending on, and you'll see in just a minute, we're going to be adding some little fun stuff in here from Cricut. So anyway, this is going to be 6 inches by 7 1/2. Okay, then on the, on the 6-inch side, you're going to score it at a 1/2 inch. Okay, and then you're going to fold it over. And just make sure that, hold on, 6 inches. For some odd reason, mine is a little bit longer. Hold on, let me take off a smidge. I don't know why. I don't want it to be wrong for you. So I'm going to take off about a 1/16 of an inch and see if that helps. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. This is not exactly a 1/2 inch. Okay, all I know is that my measurements are right of what I wrote. Okay, so again, 6 inches by 7 1/2, and then you're going to score at, there it is, a 1/2 inch. Okay, there we go. So not a big deal, just my little error there. And what I want you to do is you're going to create your little paper right here. Now, instead of using pattern paper, because I've got a lot of patterns going on, I decided to frame this with the Michaels, and I call this the ice blue. This is going to be 5 3/8 inches by 7 3/8, okay? And then you're going to add that on top of there. Let me just make sure that's what I want. And I'm going to take off another 1/16 of an inch. I apologize, guys. I don't know. Okay. This is awfully thick paper. This is the 110-pound cardstock from Michaels. I don't really care for it, but I do like the colors, and that's why I'm using it. And it kind of goes with the collection. I think that there is an issue between my measurements here and my Martha Stewart. I guess I never noticed it before, but I'm noticing it now. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and glue this on top. Woo! Okay. And this time I actually used the smaller, I don't know what you want to say, punch, okay? The rounded corner punch. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the inside. For some odd reason, this one was cut right. That's odd. Okay. I guess it was just me. There we go. Okay, now this is perfect for a 5 by 7 photo. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to add this onto here. Now you have a choice here, okay? If you really want this to be magnetized, you would have to add your magnet in under here. I'm not going to do that. So I'm just letting you know, if you want to have it magnetized, you'd have to do your magnet on top so that it'll go with the magnet that's on here, okay? Hope that makes sense. But I'm not going to do that because honestly, after I put this piece right here, you're going to see that it's going to be big enough. So let me go, heavy enough that I won't need to do that, because I'm going to show you something really cute in just a second. So I'm just going to center this approximately to what I think is a center, and I'm looking on my camera and that looks pretty good. I mean, you could even move it over here, but I think I'm just going to keep it right about there, lined up with my L's down here. Oops. And I'm going to line up to the L's. Move it down a little bit and place it down. Burnish it in really quick. Open it very fast. Make sure if there's any excess glue coming out, you wipe that off now. And I'm thinking it's looking super cute. Love, love, love this. Okay, so here is the fun little add-on here. So I found this little frame right here of these little mittens, and I turned it into a shaker. I just Googled shaker cards on Cricut and I found this one, but I will try to give you the link for that. I'll have to figure out how to do that. And I turned it into a shaker. So all I did was put an acetate window on the inside, and then I used some foam tape, and looks like got a little hole on my shaker there. I'll have to fix that. I see it. Okay, I'll fix that in just a minute. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little pocket right here. Okay. And again, I'm going to kind of center this in here. And what I want to do is, sorry, I've got like glue all over my fingers. Okay, what I want to do is I just basically want to go along the edge here to create a little pocket. This is just going to hold a small tag. So I really don't need a whole lot of glue or tape. I mean, it's up to you. I want this tag to go in here. And it's going to be a journaling tag. I'm not adding photos onto it, because if you do want to add photos onto that tag, you're going to have to create little hinges, okay? Otherwise, it will be too wide, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and, whoops, get this little, I really got to fix my shaker. Okay, so I'm just going to, let me straighten this out on my board. Just leaving about a 1/4 of an inch border. I'm going to press it down, open it up. Okay, I'm going to burnish it in, and you see I got glue seeping out. I want to take care of that immediately so I don't have any weird marks. Now, you can create any little tag you want for this, okay? You can just hand make one just by clipping off the edges, make a rectangle. But this is one of my KS Craft tags. This is a smaller one, and it should just fit right in there. Snug as a bug in a rug. Is that not stinking cute? Looks like little clouds for a snowy day. I'm loving how this is turning out. Now, this is what I was saying. Now it's heavy enough, you know, especially with that 110-pound cardstock. I don't even need anything here. Now, you have the choice to add in a little bit of the Fa La La strip. I'm probably going to do that because I don't like to leave mine open. You could also have cut through here. Look at this. I better fix that shaker right now. Anyway, I will be right back. Let me fix that. I actually decided to go ahead and use the Christmas balls. I had a little bit left over after I had cut out my card, so I always try to use my scraps if at all possible. And again, this was 7 3/8 by so a 1/2 inch. It would be 3/8, so 3/8 inch by 7 3/8. Now, for your sugar plum pocket page, okay, I decided to use the brush Christmas tree with the little cookies on it. I thought that was really super cute. So, all you have to do for this, okay, is we're going to take our, see, you're going to score at a 1/2 inch. Whoops, whoa. A 1/2 inch. I can't believe I messed that up. Okay, a 1/2 inch. Turn it one more time. And a 1/2 inch. Now, if you want to make this for yourself and you don't want to use the Cricut, this is 7 inches by it looks like 9 7/8, okay? And then I score it on 1/2 inch on 3 sides, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and run over these lines again just to make sure. I hate having issues when I'm trying to fold. Anyway, okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing on my bottom piece. I'm actually layering it, and the reason why is because this is very thin paper. Okay, so again, I used my 110-pound cardstock from Michaels, and I cut it out on that as well. I'm just going to cut out these little corners right there. Make sure I have this lined up right. Okay. And then you can just cut out your own rectangles. These are about 1 inch, okay? And I just tried to center it as much as I possibly could on a Cricut, you know. It's kind of hard to tell where stuff is at. But anyway, again, 1/2 inch. I don't know if there's something stuck on here. I don't know. It feels weird. Or it's just that this paper is super thick. Probably what it is. Okay, 1/2 inch. Trying to see if there's something in my scoreboard. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing here. Actually, you can make this easier on yourself. Hold on. I don't know what I was thinking. Give me 1 second, guys. I apologize. So what I want you to do is go ahead and your bottom piece, if you're going to layer it, which I suggest if you're using this paper, okay? Because it is weird. It's such thin paper, okay? Okay, so basically on this one, get my cutting board. Where did it go? We can go ahead and cut off the 1/2 inch things, and then we can just lay it right on top. Hold on, I'm going to find my scoreboard. Oh, there it is. I apologize. Okay. I can just go ahead and cut off that 1/2 inch. Oops, I guess I need to do a little closer. It will let you know. Okay. There we go. Okay, now I should be able to just glue this directly on top. So I'm going to do that, and then I will come right back. Okay, I apologize. I did a little boo-boo. I made the envelope, well, the pocket too long. Okay, so what I want you to do is from the top, I want you to take off almost a whole inch. So basically 7/8 of an inch. And then this is the correct measurement. I apologize. I don't know why I didn't notice that, but if you're doing the Cricut thing, I will fix that. Okay. So now for our pattern cardstock, you're going to need a sheet of paper. So this is for the back of your first signature, okay? It is going to be 8 3/8 by 8 7/8 inches long, okay? So just be mindful of your pattern paper, okay? And I'm gonna go ahead and type this in, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're going to be creating our pocket for the back page, okay? So this actually is a flap, excuse me, not a pocket. There is a pocket, but not this piece. Okay, so this is going to be 7 inches wide by 8 7/8 inches long. And then on the 7-inch side, you're going to score at a 1/2 inch. You're going to fold that over, and then we're going to actually, we're going to glue this one on top of the flap. So I try not to add too many pieces inside my hinges here, or, you know, to add on to the hinges. I just don't want any kind of anything standing out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. Again, sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put my glue here. If I can get it out. There we go. This one's a little bit thick over here. Let me see if I can spread that out a little. There we go. Okay, and I'm just going to lay it right on top of the page. I'm going to leave about a 1/16 of an inch from my edge. And I'm going to very quickly burnish this in on the inside. Okay, and just kind of do it gently so you don't squish your card, okay? All right, now, just gonna rub that in a little bit better. Got a little bit lifting up here. Okay, that looks good. So now I can go ahead and I'm going to add more magnets, okay? So I'm going to grab my little magnets, and I'm pretty much going to do the same thing as last time. This time I'm going to center it a little bit better, now that I don't have anything in the way. So I'm going to turn it to the side again. I'm just going to guesstimate, you know, it doesn't really need to be like perfect. So I just want to make sure it's far from the edge of the page, you know, not too far. You don't want it in the middle, but you don't want it too far over that you can't lay your paper on top. So again, I'm going to get out my washi tape. Grab another one. Okay, now I know where my other one needs to be. And I'm going to add a little more glue. And a little more washi. Okay. Now I can go ahead and add my pattern paper. I've already cut it. I did one of the Christmas balls, which I'm going to put that one on the top. And then one for the inside, and that is a solid blue colored cardstock. So these are going to be 6 3/8 inches wide by 8 3/4 inches long. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Make sure that's right. I feel like I need to take off a smidge. I don't know if it's because I have this open like that. That's probably what it is, but I don't care. I just don't want to have any problems. So I'm going to take off about a 1/16 of an inch. Okay. Now that looks like it feels a little bit better. Okay. Wipe off any excess glue first. Then I can come back in and burnish it in. If I have anything lifting up, I can add more glue. Like usually my corners are pretty much my enemy. I'm just gonna, there we go. And then I'm going to add the same one to the opposite side. I'm going to turn it this way. It's easier for me. And see this one? It was because I had it opened that odd way, because when you do it this way, it's fine. I don't know. Anywho, we'll go ahead and add this. Yep, just wiping away any excess glue. I think it's too late, but it's snug, but it'll work. Okay. Now, we can go ahead and add on our pattern paper. I believe I already gave you the measurements to this one. Make sure I have that right. There we go. And this one, I want to add extra glue right there. This is if I'm worried about it moving. I will do this and then wipe away any excess glue, because I really want it to stay still. And I'm just going to get those edges. Okay, so now all we have to do is add on our pocket. And I'm just going to basically center this. I'm going to leave about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom. I'm going to start off with the bottom first. That's always the hardest to line up, and I'm not really wanting to get glue everywhere, so this is the easiest way to do that. Okay. Now I can go ahead and add the glue to the rest. And again, don't go too hard. You definitely want it on there. It's just that you have your little card on the opposite side that you don't really want to squish. So just be mindful of that. Come in here, and now I have 2 little pockets. Is this not stinking cute? All right, I'm going to put something in the pocket and I'll be right back. Okay, again, we're using the same base page as the first one, okay? I decided that all the base pages are pretty much going to be the same. And like I said, there's just going to be different flaps and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and add on my little pocket. Okay. And remember, you don't want to actually put the hinges down until the end, which I don't even have the hinges on yet. Right now, I'm just getting this together. Now, on my Cricut, as per my instructions in the Cricut, we are adding these little snow hill page, okay? Now, for some odd reason, I don't know why I did that, but my Cricut cut it at an odd, it left this weird jagged mark, so I'm just going to cut that off. That was bizarre. Okay. So this one, I'm going to go ahead and add it to the top. Now, I'm assuming, let me get my ruler. Oh, here it is. I'm going to go up about 1 inch. I'm going to go ahead and put a line there. Just going to do really light and thin, just so I know exactly where to put it. So I went up 1 inch from the bottom. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue this whole entire area. Just line it up. And burnish it in. Wipe off any excess glue if there is any. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the opposite side of my little mountain. You'll see there's Snow Hill. There's 2 of them. And I think what I'm going to do is add a little bit of this Simon Says Stamp Cloudy Sky. I think that'll kind of help separate it a little bit. So hold on. Okay, that other color just didn't work for me. It was way too look like a rainy day or something like this. This Barely Beige worked really nice to give it some sort of separation. And that's by Simon Says Stamp. So with my second hill, I want to have a little bit of variation of levels. And I'm actually going to turn that little piece into a pocket. So I am going to cut off about a 1/2 inch off the bottom here. And just let me add back in that little bit of a beige color there. Okay. Now, if I had a giant embossing folder, this would be really super cute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put my glue right here on the edges. Okay, nothing too crazy. I'm going to leave this part open at the top. I'm just going to line this up down at the bottom. Now, if I had some silver or holographic white, oh my gosh, that'd be so pretty. All right, so now I'm just going to burnish that in. And now look, we have an extra little pocket. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and add the hinges on my inside, and I'm going to go ahead and put my pattern paper, which you already have the measurement for that, and then I'll be back. Okay, now that we have finished the first page, our part A of our signature 2, you should have added your little hills. Of course, if you're not using the Cricut, you can create these yourself. But let's flip it over And what we're going to do is work on signature 2 side B. This is what I'm going to call it. So on side B, you're going to need a sheet of solid color cardstock that's going to be 8.5 inches by 8 7/8, okay? And then on that 8.5 inch side, I want you to score it at 1/2 inch, which I've already done here. I'm going to go ahead and round my corners, and I'm going to use the medium size. Okay. And I'm going to fold on that score line. And then I'm going to attach it to here. So either you can tuck it inside. Okay. Because remember what I said, I like to just do it one time. Okay. So that's completely up to you, or you can lay it on top. Either way, it is going to fit on here. So with this second piece that's going to go on top of this, it is going to be 4.5 inches by 11 inches. And then on the 11-inch side, you're going to score at 1/2 inch, 5/8, and then 9 5/8. And then you're going to fold on their score lines. Now, this will create a 1/8 inch hinge. Okay, so just remember this one I want you to fold up. Okay, so that's going to be your larger one. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get this little one going here. There we go. Okay. So now we have a little bit of a 1/8 inch hinge, and that's to allow for photos. If you don't do that, you won't have the ability to have space for photos. It's just the way it is. I am going to go ahead. Oh wait, no. You know what? I do want to add a little bit of paper underneath here. So what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and attach these for now. So I think I am going to lay this one on top. It's just easier for me, especially when working with glue. Then I can really make sure that it is adhered down properly. And when I do it in the middle of these little pockets, I can't really see, you know. I'm just going to use the side here to spread that glue. I'm just going to butt it. Oh, oops, hold on. Whoa. Now I'm going to have to work quickly, almost to the edge of that. I've got to wipe away that excess glue. There we go. Okay, now I can burnish it in. I feel like I'm using the wrong glue. For some reason it feels super sticky this morning, but I'm not. Okay. So now it's going to look something like this. And then what I want you to do is you're going to figure out the position of where you want to put this piece. So let me look here. Let me move that glue out of the way. So I'm going to do it probably about 2 1/4. Let me just make a little slight mark. So light, I mean just barely visible. And let me take a look here. Nope, that looks a little too far. Here we go. I got an idea. This is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to see what looks good to me. Almost. Just a hair. And I'm going to go ahead and make my mark. Then I'll let you know that measurement. From the edge of this paper, okay, it is almost 1 3/4, like a slight hair back from 1 3/4, like a 1/16 of an inch. So if it's more comfortable for you, just, you know, make a mark at 1 3/4, okay? Then I'm going to go ahead and make sure you only add glue or tape on this 1/2 inch seam, not the 1/8 inch. Okay, just gonna burnish this in, make sure it's all in there. I went slightly back a little hair from what I was trying to do, but that's okay. It will live. Oh, no. Okay guys, don't ever use a red eraser. Okay. So now it should look something like this, okay? Super duper cute. I'm not happy with that. I still feel like I went over a little too much, but I think it's too late for me to fix it. I'm just going to leave it as is. So as long as you keep yours over at that 3/4 inch part, you'll be fine. Okay. And for this pocket, I am not going to add any hinges for it because this is just going to be a little tag pocket, nothing super crazy. So I will be back in just a moment. Okay, so I can save on magnet placement. I am going to add one right here. So here's your little pocket. Okay, I'm going to add one right there. And let me grab my washi. And I'm going to have to kind of do it like this. There we go. So now I know it's there. I just let it snap into place. A little bit of glue. There we go. And boom. Okay, so now I know where this one goes. And now I can start papering with my pattern paper. Okay, I've gone ahead and papered the front of my pocket, the little bottom part, and then here is my Cricut candy cut apart. Again, I will have those instructions for you on the Cricut file. So just going to go ahead and kind of put it almost halfway down. That way it really has a good chance to set in there, and I think that it is super stinking cute. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add the rest here on these pages, and then I will be back.